Hey guys, what is going on? It is Killer Puppy here, and welcome to my top 7 guns in Black Ops 2 Zombies. These are only going to be guns found on Greenrun, and they are only going to be guns found in the mystery box, so no wall weapons and no buildables. This list is also solely based on my opinion in the game, so if your favorite gun is not number 1 or where you think it should be, don't get mad at me, this is just my opinion. But I'll let you guys watch the video now. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new to my channel, and let's get off with number 7. Coming in at number 7, we have the 5.7 or dual-wield 5.7s. And no, I did not do this on purpose, but it is kind of funny how the 5.7s fell in at number 7. The 5.7 is a gun that I really like a lot, and the main reason it is at number 7 is because I don't think a lot of people feel the same way as me about this gun, but it is really good, and it's so fun to use. It's not too overpowered like any of the other guns you might see on this list, but I just love just training with this gun, running around. It's a pistol, so it's obviously really mobile and really easy to run around and train with. So you'll be able to weave in and out of the zombies and not really get caught or hit. And it's also pretty easy to reload, as well as it doesn't hold that little ammo, especially when you pack a punch it. It is actually holds a good amount of ammo, which is awesome for just running around, training up your train, and then just turn around and shooting them, shooting the upper body, and you will get pretty good results out of it. Especially when you put double tap on it and make it into the ultra, it is a really good gun that I would actually use at pretty high round. So number 7 is the 5.7, and let's get into number 6. Coming in at number 6, we have the MTAR. The MTAR is a pretty mediocre gun, but if you get it from the box, you're not going to rage quit because of how bad it is. It's actually a pretty decent gun once you get used to it. And I say that because the recoil on this gun is ridiculous. Like, if you're just shooting around, if you're actually aiming for headshots, you'll pretty much never hit them unless you're aiming for their feet. That's how much recoil this gun has. But nonetheless, it is a really fun gun to use. It's pretty mediocre, and it's not too overpowered, which is what I like. Because for some reason in zombies, I don't like playing with OP guns, sorry. I like playing with more mediocre guns because it makes it kind of more interesting, so you're not just getting to a super high round every single time. This gun is pretty mobile because it is an assault rifle, and it holds a decent amount of ammo, but not too much. And it's also pretty good for turning around and shooting your entire train up, but you probably will have to do it in a couple clips, as well as probably shoot at their stomachs just to make sure you hit them. But once you pack a punch this thing, it gets pretty good. Not too much better, but it gets pretty good. I can't even remember the entire name, it's so long. But this is number 6, the MTAR, and let's see what we have at number 5. Coming in at number 5 on this countdown, we have the hammer. This might come to a surprise to some of you because many of you have been taught that the hammer is probably one of the top 3 best guns to get out of the box. And don't get me wrong, I love the hammer. I'd take it out of the box every time. I'd never complain if I got it out of the box. But the recoil on this thing is pretty ridiculous. The only reason it's above the MTAR is because it has crazy amounts of ammo and it's really powerful. And it's got a super fast fire rate and everything. It's just the recoil makes it so hard to use, and it's also not very mobile. And I just don't. I'd rather take the RPD over this any day, just because the RPD's recoil is nothing near this gun's. But this gun is awesome. I love using it. The sledgehammer is also awesome. Put double tap on this thing, learn how to control the recoil, and you'll be good to go. It's not as bad on PC because it's a lot easier to control PC or recoil on PC, sorry. But it still doesn't deserve to be in a top 3 on my list. But definitely a good gun, and let's see what we have at number 4. Coming in at number 4 on our countdown, we have the Executioner. The Executioner is a gun when you first get it out of the box, you probably won't like it too much, especially if you don't have double tap or speed cola yet. But when you get those 2 perks and when you pack a punch this thing turns into probably top 3 best guns in the game in zombies. It's really mobile, obviously, since it's a pistol. Once you get speed cola, it reloads really fast. It doesn't have too much ammo per clip, sorry, but it's so powerful that it's crazy. It still like disintegrates zombies at round 30 with the voice of justice. It's a great gun, and it gets a pretty bad rap for multiplayer from just how bad it is. Because people go on zombies, they see this horrible gun in multiplayer, and they say, oh, this thing's probably even worse than zombies. So they don't even try it out. But if they took this thing and pack a punched it, that they'd be amazed. They'd go online and they'd use this gun and get a diamond. That's how much they like this gun. It is so great. It'd be higher if this list wasn't kind of based on what others thought too. I don't want this to be fully my opinion. I want this to also kind of be like realistic, but it would probably be top 3 in my list. But let's see what we have at number 3. Coming in at number 3, I don't think you guys are ready for this. We have the ray gun. Most of you are yelling at your screen saying, why is this not number 1? And trust me, I love the ray gun. The ray gun is definitely easily one of my favorite guns in the game, which is why it's at number 3. It's a great gun, it helps you out a lot, but when you get to the higher rounds, as much as you want to believe it, this gun does not help you out that much. It's obviously great, but I find myself killing myself and hurting myself more with the splash damage of this gun than any other gun, and it just hurts. Like, say you're standing on a ledge and you're just shooting, which I do a lot, and I know this is probably my bad for playing so dumb, but just standing on like the ledge in town and then getting splash damaged once, falling off the ledge, and then dying because your gray gun pretty much just killed you. And that happens to me quite frequently. But nonetheless, every time I open the box, I wish for this gun. That's how much I like it. But it just doesn't beat, in my opinion, the Executioner even. I'd rather have the Executioner over the ray gun. But I know how much you guys would hate me if I put this anywhere below number 3, so I decided to put it in at number 3. But let's see what we have at the top 2 spots. Coming in at number 2 on our list, we have the RPD. The RPD is pretty much the older brother to the hammer. They pretty much have the same traits, just the RPD has a little bit better in some areas. The RPD and the hammer both have horrible reload speeds and horrible mobility, as they are LMGs, but they both have great damage and great ammo capacity and everything you need for a gun to just turn around and to destroy your entire train. But what sets this gun apart from the hammer is that the RPD just has a little bit better recoil. And by a little, I mean it's nowhere near compared to how much the hammer has, which is what I love about this gun. When you're into the high rounds, you really need a gun like the RPD to stay alive. Just one that you can kind of like run around with, but keep in your back pocket when you have your like say pistol out, and just take out, destroy everything, and go on your way. That's just a gun you need, and the RPD does that perfectly for all the Greenrun maps. It's the best gun for that in any of the maps, which is why I have it here at number 2, because you just really need this gun. And I didn't really have too many honorable mentions, as 7 is a lot of guns, and there's not really too many better guns. But only thing I'd really put in here is the Python, maybe. The Python's pretty good. I think the Execution just destroys that, though. And honestly, I think that's it. And by the way, the Ray Gun and the Ray Gun Mark II are also both in the same category. I didn't want to put a separate one into there. But let's see what we have at the number 1 spot. And here we have it, guys. Coming in at number 1 on this countdown of the top 7 guns, we have the Galil. The Galil is pretty much every gun wrapped into one, which is why I love this gun so much. If there's any gun that I ever want out of the box, it'd be the Galil. It's, again, just not very overpowered, but it is at the same time. It's super mobile. It's got great power. It's got great fire rate. It's a little slow, but if you put double tap on it, it's perfect. It's not too fast, like, say, the Cap 40 or something, but it's just a great gun. And I love playing with this gun because you really don't even need a secondary. You can literally just run around with this gun as it's that mobile. Like, it's pretty much as mobile as a pistol. You just run around with it, and then you turn around and just destroy your entire train. It's like an RPD, like, bred with a pistol, and then you just got a more mobile, just destroying gun, which is why I love this gun so much. And again, this list is all my opinion. This is not really based on stats. I'm sure the RPD or something else would have been more powerful than this gun, but the Galil I think is just the overall best gun in Greenrun. Again, we're not counting buildables. We're not counting like buyable like wall weapons or anything. It's just all the stuff you can get out of the box at Transit, Farm, Bus Depot, and Town, which you see all of my gameplay on now. So I hope you guys really did enjoy this video. It took a ton of time to make because I've really never done this kind of stuff before. So I hope you all can appreciate that. I've tried to do this commentary like many times over because I've just been messing up on my words. But like I said, hope you all enjoy. Subscribe if you're new to my channel. Leave a like for all the effort that went into this video. And I will see you all in my next video. Later, guys.
That I'm at an all-time low, 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 low.